that truly transforms lives and how it cures addictions.
Yes.
And, you know, it's also, I think, having a community that loves one another, a community that's able to say, you know, despite our faults, despite our sins, I love you. I love you still. And it's okay. Because through that humanness, again, through our brokenness, we're really able to share and be one with Him. And that's what He wants. He wants us to be with Him. He wants us to be dependent on Him. You know, we can't carry the world on our backs. We cannot. We can't solve it all ourselves. We have to surrender.
There's a cute little term that I don't know who said to me. I can't remember, but the term was let go, let God.
So simple,
Just
but
simple,
so true.
but so powerful too.
Let go and let God. That takes a lot of trust. It's harder said than done. To be able to trust and say, I will give it up to you, Lord. And not really knowing if that prayer may be answered. But that's how you find faith, is if you take a leap. And He does answer. And He does cure. And He does have miracles if you let it happen, if you believe.
One thing that was about how you said you always continue to learn, and you're going to be a baby. My great-grandmother still goes to church every Sunday, and she just celebrated in April her 100th birthday.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, that gave me chills. That's awesome.
And she still goes. So,
That's beautiful.
I mean,
That's
she's
like,
not feeling well.
sure.
I'm like, no, it's okay.
You know, it is, you know, the older generation that really, it's like a testament of their faith by just being there. Being old is not for sissies. And I told that to my dad, who's, you know, not feeling well. Being old, being here, showing up, it's not for sissies. Aging is not for sissies. And being en masse, showing all the world, you know, your imperfection is the courage to do that every week. That's awesome. I mean, that's something we could all look up to. That's beautiful.
Inspiration.
Definitely. I
From
think
my
it's
family.
it's these beautiful people that are in our lives, you know, that are walking saints, you know, that we have to cherish near and dear because they're showing us that path to enlightenment of, you know, how we could be. And through their grace and silence, really, it's not really the spoken way of living. It's their way of their actions that really speak volumes of, you know, attending, that you can really understand the beauty of why they go to Mass. So, any other points to share? 7:54. So let's see, what is it? Okay, I think I've covered all of these points. So just the points to remember, I'll just quickly read them. The Mass has 4 basic parts or rites. The beginning is called the introductory rite, when the priest welcomes us and goes through the portion where we confess our sins together, which is so powerful. The second part of the Mass is the liturgy of the Word, which we touched on, which came from the ancient Greeks meaning official work. So Mass is part of the official prayer of the Church. Third part of the Mass is called the liturgy of the Eucharist. Eucharist means to give thanks. So it begins by the offertory when we offer ourselves to God. The final part of the Mass, the concluding rite, which is short, it's the time to reflect on the Eucharist or Holy Communion. Everyone stands in reverence, and the priest says a final short prayer, asking God for help to use these graces we have received in Mass to help us in our daily lives for that week until we see each other again.